The 5 players I'm talking about in today's video will be NBA All-Stars in the next season. What's good, YouTube? It's Sam here. Today I got a great video for you guys. I'm going to be going over 5 players I believe will take a leap next year and become NBA All-Stars. Now, the only thing I banned was players that have made past All-Star seasons, so everybody on this list has never made an All-Star season. And without further ado, let's just hop right into it and get to number 5. The Sacramento Kings are known notoriously for their horrible management throughout the past decade. They have struggled massively with building a competent squad since the day they drafted their franchise guard in De'Aaron Fox. However, things are looking up for both Fox and the Kings in general. Due to their name and narratives around them, sadly the media will pretend to act as if the Kings did not do anything in the offseason, when in reality, they've created a possible playoff team within one offseason. The wing depth paired with the added shooting, as well as the pick of Sabonis last year, will only propel Fox, and we saw this last year. With Sabonis, Fox was more than good enough in that stretch to earn an all-star spot, and I know that's a small sample size, but that's just a glimpse at how good he could be. Fox's elite slashing and finishing, paired with tremendous playmaking, meshed perfectly with the addition of Domantas Sabonis. A very post-centric player, but can also stretch the floor, playmake, and be a perfect pick and roll guy for De'Aaron Fox. As you can see in these clips, although only playing 15 games together, Sabonis and Fox already have chemistry in the pick and roll and the short bounce pass. Mixing De'Aaron Fox's passing, as well as Sabonis' paint presence and mid-range ability, this is going to be a crazy duo to watch in transition as well as in the pick and roll. Even in set offenses, they're going to go crazy. Not only this, but De'Aaron's drive and kick ability will be elevated to its absolute peak with the additions of Malik Monk, Kevin Huerter, Harrison Barnes, and Keegan Murray alongside him. I'm truly setting the bar very high for De'Aaron next year. I'm thinking about 27 points, 3 to 4 rebounds, 9 to 10 assists, on shooting splits of about 47, 31, and like 76. I really think this is possible. I mean, looking at his stats with Sabonis, they're already crazy enough, and now you get even more wing depth that can shoot more and space the floor for him. I don't see why he can't have a career year. I really don't. The Cleveland Cavaliers were one of the biggest surprises of last season in terms of success. Their 3rd overall pick, who was the Rookie of the Year runner-up, Evan Mobley, surprised everyone. Going into his sophomore season, I truly believe Mobley will break out as a star and find his way offensively in the NBA. Mobley's defense is unprecedented, being a top 15 defender in his rookie season. Elite fluidity, mixed with a monstrous frame and height, as well as great footwork in general, allows Evan Mobley to become a threat everywhere on the defensive end of the court and a matchup nightmare for literally any position. Mobley is strongest as a help defender, and luckily for him, he has one of the best main rim protectors in the league beside him in Jarrett Allen, which will allow him to grow even more defensively in a comfortable role. What will really help Mobley explode into an all-star caliber player will be feeling more comfortable in the offense. As a screener and roll man, Mobley's already got it down. However, self-creation and post-control are some things he needs to work on. We all know his footwork is tremendous, but on offense, his fluidity kind of vanishes. He can move off the ball well, but when he has the ball in his hands, he almost seems a little bit shaken up. And in reality, he just needs to get his weight up and he'll be a lot more comfortable in that position in the post. As for my projections for Evan Mobley's stats, I'm predicting about 19 to 20 a game, 10 to 11 rebounds, and 4 to 5 assists as a big man, as his playmaking is extremely underrated. And then of course on the defensive end, I think he'll easily be in Defensive Player of the Year talks, as his help defense is nearing the top of the entire league. Poole is easily one of the smoothest players in the NBA, and his improvement has been nothing short of insane. Going from borderline G League talent to huge contributor on an NBA Finals team, Poole's growth has been amazing to see. What really makes me trust Poole will take another leap is his ability to be extremely resilient versus elite defenses. This ability stems from his elite 3-level array of scoring. He's too much of a perimeter threat not to step up on, but he'll beat you with a crafty handle and a good burst, along with a circus layup package, contorting himself to find any angle of finishing on the play. The elite offense Poole bringing to the postseason showed me just how capable he is to perform on big stages, and I predict he'll average 23, 3, and about 6 assists on improved splits from previous seasons. The future is really bright for the Warriors again, like always. We can't get rid of these dudes, and Poole is going to be a huge contributor in the future. Now the next two guys I can say with 100% certainty, they will both be all-stars if they can stay healthy. Ant showed us all we need to see from his sophomore season, rising in the postseason as well. There's not much to talk about here, as I'm sure you're all aware of how good Anthony Edwards is, but I don't think some really grasp how good he could become even in the next year. The most underrated part of Anthony Edwards' game is his perimeter play. Not only be able to make threes at an elite rate, but be able to create them at a top 4 rate is insane for a player who's only 20 years old. Now yes, he could become one of the best shooters in the entire NBA, but when you get to his finishing, Anthony Edwards could legitimately be generational. Standing at 230 pounds, nearing 6'6", as well as having a plus 40-inch vertical, Anthony Edwards is one of the most bouncy athletes in the league, and one of the most controlled finishers in the NBA. He shoots about 66% at the rim on some of the most contested layups in the entire league. What's more impressive than his rim finishing is actually the ability to get to the rim, which I'll show in these clips here. I get a lot of young Kobe Bryant vibes from Anthony Edwards defensively. When he turns on that motor, he can guard anybody in the entire NBA with ease. It's just about getting to that spot that he's going to struggle with in the future, as his offensive load will only go up as years come. I don't think he'll ever reach his full defensive peak, but I do think he'll be an all-defensive player in the near future. I almost forgot to do a prediction for this, but for Anthony Edwards, I'm predicting he'll explode into 26 a game, about 5 to 6 rebounds, and maybe like 3 or 4 assists on improved splits from 3 and from the field. And to top my list, one of the most overlooked stars in the entire NBA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. This one is an absolute no-brainer, and the real question is how soon Shai will be an All-NBA team member. Yes, he struggled with shooting from deep last season until after the injury, where he completely exploded, averaging 30 a game on great efficiency from deep. What separates Shai from others for me is his talent at the rim along with his length. You'll rarely see someone at 6'6" look so natural playing the point, but Shai does this with ease, being one of the best playmakers alongside his scoring. The offensive masterfulness of SGA needs to stop being disrespected, as I could see him averaging up to 30 and 10 a game, given the right pieces around him in OKC. And as for predicting SGA's stat line next year, I'm going to go with 26 to 7 a game, about 6 or 7 assists on some great shooting. I think he'll shoot about 35% from 3 opposed to 30 last year, as after the All-Star break he really showed the potential he could have from deep. And that's gonna wrap up today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I spent a little bit of time making this. I know I've been a really inconsistent YouTuber, but we just started, you know, 30 subs. I'm gonna get y'all right. I'm gonna keep producing content. I'm gonna get on my grind again. So leave a comment. Who would you pick on this team? Who do you think's underrated? Who think's overrated? Leave a comment, leave a like, and share with your friends. Thank you for watching, and I'm out of here.